Hello YouTube, this is Corbin22 here, back with another 100-point squadron build for Star Wars X-Wing Miniatures. Tonight's build, tonight I'll be featuring a new build called Farlander Feeling Green, and the reason for that is because I'm fielding 4 ships, 3 A-Wing fighters piloted by Green Squadron pilots, and then I have Keyan Farlander piloting his B-Wing Heavy Assault Fighter with a bit of a twist to it. See, focus behind this build is the A-Wings are going to be serving as the distraction, so they're going to be zipping around, keeping the enemy on their toes, while Keyan crawls along, targets their enemies from a distance, and then moves in and attacks with his warheads and his ion cannon and whatnot, and so on and so forth. So with that said, let's look onto the build itself. So it's a pretty basic build for the A-Wings, but the B-Wing has been outfitted with everything you can, with a few extras. So we'll start with the common pilots of the group, or the distractions. And we are starting off with, get this to focus. There we go. Starting off with 3 Green Squadron pilots. They all have pilot skills of 3. They fly the RZ-1 A-Wing Interceptor. They have an attack value of 2, an agility value of 3, a hull value of 2, and a shield value of 2. They can take on the focus, lock-on, boost, and evade actions. They cost 19 squadron points, and they're able to take on an elite pilot skill upgrade and a missile upgrade. Because they're common pilots, they do not possess any abilities, but these are common pilots that possess the elite pilot skill upgrade, so there's that going for them. And for every single one of their upgrades, their missile upgrades, I give each of them a Chardaan refit, which collectively decreases their total cost by 6. So, you know, -2, multiply that by 3, you get the what am I going here? So we got the Green Squadron pilots now costing 17 each, and they have they're basically just getting the bare minimum. So yeah, because the point of having this is to serve as a distraction, whereas Keyan over here, whereas the heavy ship here is going to be doing most of the heavy duty work. So we're going to start by introducing the pilot as per usual. And that is my personal favorite B-Wing fighter, Keyan Farlander. He has a pilot skill of 7. He flies the B-Wing Heavy Assault Fighter. He has an attack value of 3, an agility value of 1, a hull value of 3, and a shield value of 5. He can take on the focus, lock-on, and barrel roll actions, cost 29 squadron points. And he's able to take on an elite pilot skill upgrade, assistance upgrade, a cannon upgrade, and 2 warheads. And his ability is one of my favorites. His ability states, when attacking, you may remove 1 stress token to change all of your focus results to a crit hit result. So this basically treats all of any stresses you have. If you're on the offensive, it changes all of those stresses into focuses, and it pretty much treats your stresses as a focus token, and then you can spend those to change all your focus results to hit results. So it's like having it's basically with Keyan, it's the alternative of taking a focus action. Because you can just stress him out, and because the B-Wing has quite a number of red maneuvers to go with, stressing him out is actually pretty easy. And yeah, so he's one of those ships where, despite contrary to the popular belief, you want to stress him out because he'll benefit from it greatly. Now for his modification, I've gone with a B-Wing E2 modification, which gains him the crew upgrade icon, which gains him the crew upgrade icon at the cost of 1 point. And for his crew, I've given him Nunb, which is a rebel-only pilot, and states you may treat all of your straight-ahead maneuvers as green maneuvers. So this is the other half of the reason why I called this build Farlander Feeling Green, because not only is he escorted by 3 Green Squadron pilots, he has Nunb as his co-pilot, which treats all of his straight-ahead maneuvers into green maneuvers. So that means with Nunb, Keyan Farlander can perform a straight-ahead 4 maneuver, which is normally a red maneuver for a B-Wing, but is now treated as a green maneuver instead. So all of his straight-ahead maneuvers, this makes it easier for him to get rid of that stress if he needs to. But like I said, he benefits from the stress. So what you want to do with Keyan is you want to stress him out when the time comes, and then of course after he's done, get rid of them. You can do another maneuver to get him stressed, and then the next turn do a straight ahead maneuver to help him get rid of that stress and help him rearrange for another assault. Now for his elite pilot skill, I've gone with Push the Limit, which states once per round after you perform an attack, you may perform 1 free action shown in your action bar, then receive a stress. So with Keyan, with Keyan, with this, Keyan is able to take on either a focus and lock on, or a focus and barrel roll, or a lock on barrel roll, or a lock on and focus, or whatever. And the second actually will stress him out, which will be treated as a second focus, thanks to his ability. Now for his systems, I've gone with something a bit more defensive. For his systems, I've gone because the systems, because of the B-wing is a heavy hitter and can take a lot of hits, but its agility is something to be something to be desired. So to help him better evade shots, I've given him a sensor jammer, which states when defending, you may change one of the attacker's hit results to a focus result. The attacker cannot reroll the die with the changed result. So with that, with the sensor jammer, say the enemy attacks and gets like 3 hits. With the sensor jammer, you can change that one of those hits into a focus result, and as long as they don't have a focus token, they cannot change that result because it states the attacker cannot reroll the die with a changed result. But it didn't mention anything about focus results. So if the attacker's smart, he'll save his focus token for after the sensor jammer is used, and then he'll spend that focus token to modify the change result. Then again, you use tokens when you're attacking. Actually, I don't think that could work. So yeah, I think don't quote me on this, but I think sensor jammer is like I think regardless if the enemy has a focus or not, the sensor jammer negates the ability to change the result. Don't quote me on that. If I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments below. But yeah, moving on. For his cannon, I've gone with an ion cannon, as usual, which has an attack value 3 and can be used at range 1 to 3. It states attack one ship. If the attack hits, the defender suffers 1 damage and receives 1 ion token that cancel all dice results. So this turns the ion cannon in this particular build turns Keyan Farlander into a very multifunctional ship. He can either have the A-wings distract him or force him into a position that benefits Keyan, and then of course stress him out with either push the limit or red maneuver, and then have him treat that stress as a focus. Or Keyan can attack with his ion cannon, which then will allow the A-wings to get into a better firing position, preferably up close, and then of course have them, and of course Keyan which will in turn also allow Keyan to move in for a better position as well, because the enemy will only be able to do a straight ahead white maneuver 1 when they're disabled. And yeah, now for Warheads, I've gone with a typical build, something that's been deemed kind of typical for me with the B-wings, and that is extra munitions, which basically states that if you take up one of your warhead slots to place ordnance tokens on every single warhead, bomb, and missile upgrade. So basically, with the extra munitions, it makes it so that you have one of you basically have 2 of each secondary weapon pretty much at a decreased cost, which is perfect for the advanced proton torpedoes. Because normally with the advanced torpedoes, you'd have to give up 12 points in order to have 2 of the same 2 of these. But with the extra munitions, it cuts the cost by 4. I believe, yeah, 6 plus 2. Yeah, it cuts the cost by 4, which allows you to allocate those extra points for something else, like an extra ship or another upgrade or whatever. And of course, the advanced torpedo states, spend your target lock, have an attack value 5, can be used at range 1, spend your target lock, and discard this card to perform this attack. You may change up to 3 of your blank results to focus results, which of course is where Keyan's ability comes into play. He gets stressed with the red maneuver or push the limit. So he takes a focuser, he takes a lock on or barrel roll or whatever, and of course he gets the stress from push the limit. And then of course, if he's within range, he'll attack with his advanced torpedoes, which and any of his if he has up to 3 blanks, he can change those to focuses, and then Keyan can spend that stress to change those focuses into hits. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, this is my Farlander feeling green build. And advantages, it's a very versatile. Main advantage of this build, it's a very versatile build. The A-wings are primarily meant for distractions because they've been outfitted with the least amount of upgrades possible, and really all they do is just decrease the squadron point count. And of course, we have Keyan with the most upgrades here, but with the amount of upgrades he has, this makes Keyan a very versatile ship because he is able to increase his chances of evading shots. With push the limit, he can stress himself out by taking 2 extra actions. And of course, Nien helps him, evade that stress if he evades any unwanted stress with his straight ahead greens. Ion Cannon's good for disabling the opponent and having the A-Wings and as well as Farlander move to a better position. Extra Munitions and Advanced Torpedoes for dealing lots and lots of damage at close range. And add to the fact that the B-Wing is, you know, it's an offensive and defensive tank. It has an attack value 3 and a total hit point value of 8, with most of those hit points being shields. So Keyan's pretty well protected against criticals for quite a while. And of course, the A-Wings have the advantage of agility on their side, and of course, lots of speedy maneuvers and green maneuvers, which helps them get rid of stress pretty easily. And of course, the disadvantages being, again, low agility for the Keyan, but of course, sensor jammer kind of helps with that. And of course, so does and of course, Nunb helps with any unwanted stress. The green squadrons, lots of fair amount of agility, but not that much in terms of attack or offensive or defensive capabilities. So the A-Wings are going to be relying to, you know, again, keep the enemy distracted while Keyan moves into position for the kill. Yeah, this is my Keyan feeling or Farlander feeling green build. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Any constructive criticism is greatly appreciated. If you want, you may use this build for any competitive or casual play, or you can tweak it or revamp it to your own specifications. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Corbin22 signing off.